Sparrows, Chapter 21. Klaus, will you please stop twerking on the table? Allison groaned. We eat there. Five said he'd be back in a couple of minutes, but it's almost been half an hour since he left. I was worried at first, but Diego told me he was probably vandalizing Dad's office for the fun of it. Sounded like something he'd do. You guys can be so boring, Klaus huffed, jumping back onto the ground. I should have stayed with my cult. I cocked a brow. You're in a cult? Not in the cult. I am the cult. Whoa, I said, nodding my head. I don't think I'll question any further. Before I could finish speaking, a soft whoosh entered the room, and we all turned our heads. It was Five, and he looked slightly disheveled. Oh, you're back, I smiled, standing up from my chair. Did you get the information? There was something different about him, and based on the looks of everyone else around me, they noticed it too. He had a murderous look in his eyes. I'd seen half of his sarcastic expressions, but I had never seen this one. Yeah, I got the information, he growled, glaring at me, but I found something else too. I took a step back nervously. What? Your powers, he stated. What are they? He was scaring me. I felt like I was walking on nails, and a wrong answer would knock me off my feet and into the sharp ground. Five, what's going on? I muttered, my back now against the wall. Why did you do it? He urged. Was this revenge? Did your academy put you up to this? Okay, what is going on? Allison said, trying to cut in. Shut up, Allison. The boy hissed. This isn't your business. The room was silent now. It was like my boyfriend had left minutes ago, only to return as cold as he was the first day we met. I didn't like this side of Five. I didn't like it at all, and I didn't know why he was acting like this. You used me, he said. Did you think I wasn't going to find out? Five, I don't know what you're talking about. You made me fall in love with you, he said. Why? Oh no, I didn't, I stated, holding up my hands. I promise. Don't lie to me. I'm not lying to you. Did you do it because no one else would love you? Five, what the hell? Just because you're just a disappointment who's too hated by her own family? He said, starting to yell. The only thing you could do was fool me? Five, Luther yelled, pushing the boy away from me. Watch how you talk to her. That only made him angrier. And why should I care how I talk to her? Because she's a human, not one of your freaking mannequins. Allison jumped in. Five didn't seem to care what his siblings said. All he could do was stare at me with a cold look in his eyes. Pure hatred, pure grief, no trust at all. At least Dolores had more compassion than she does, he said, sticking out his finger toward me. She's so pathetic, she had to trick me into giving her the attention she never had. That was taking it too far. You didn't even read the whole report, did you? I said, taking a step forward. Did you? I read all I need to know. Five, listen to me. You don't know everything that happened. I know enough, he said. Stay away from my family. Before I could get another word in, he clenched his fists together and disappeared from the room. It was silent again. Collapsing into a chair, I let out a small whimper, my blood running cold. I could almost feel the pity in the room. I'm sorry, Allison said softly. I don't know why he's acting like that. I knew exactly why. He must have found the journal in Dad's office and gotten the wrong idea. He didn't read the whole report. I sighed. That's why he doesn't understand. Then make him understand. He won't listen to me. But he'll listen to us. Vanya cut in. Tell us what happened, and we'll try to help. I honestly didn't feel like I needed their help, but they were offering. Not many people offered things like that to me. He found out about my powers, I said, clasping my hands together. And he thinks they used them on him. Well, what are your powers? A horrible curse that ruined my life? I can make anyone fall in love with me, I sighed. There was a moment of silence before Diego let out a laugh from across the room. He was sharpening his knives a few paces away from me, but apparently had enough time to find my powers hilarious. That's ridiculous, the man said. That's all you can do? I narrowed my eyes. What do you mean? Make someone fall in love with you? Yeah, and what about it? Look, no offense, kid, he said, turning back to his knife, but that's the most pointless power ever. Pointless? I had been discredited my entire life, and I wasn't going to take any more from a man who looked like he hadn't showered in weeks, jerk. Now that everything was out in the open, I had nothing left to prove, so I could finally use the one thing I had been hiding. Drawing a heart over the left side of my chest, I plastered a fake smile on my face. Diego, I said sweetly, would you do me a favor? As if a switch had been turned on inside of him, Diego shot out of his chair and stared at me, unblinking. He was like a puppet on strings. A lovesick Pinocchio. The rest of the Umbrella Academy stared at him in surprise. Yes, the man said, unable to move his gaze from me. I'll do anything. Smile for me then. Diego smiled. Everyone gasped. I wasn't sure if they were shocked that I made him into that, or if they'd never seen Diego smile before. I continued, narrowing my eyes. Do you love me? Yes. And if I told you to stab yourself with a knife, would you? As Diego reached for the knife in his pocket, I drew an X over my heart and slumped back into my chair. Diego's trance seemed to switch off. Everyone was staring at me in shock, as if they were in a mixture of disbelief and confusion, and Diego looked horrified. He had snapped back into his own reality. You think it's still pointless? I frowned, leaning back into my chair. Love is not something you want to mess with, Diego. Yo everyone! So I've been gone, apologies. I actually ended up not going to the art gallery thing because I could not find the freaking buses, and my teacher hadn't been there for 2 days trying to set up everything, but I couldn't find the buses. After school, I went to her classroom, the sub was still there, and I couldn't find her. Turns out she wasn't there in the first place. She was at the thing, and the buses were on the side, and for some reason I never thought to look over there. Maybe it's because, I thought they would be in the front, or maybe in the parking lot, whatever. Anyways, I didn't get to go. But Saturday I went to my best friend's little brother's first commune. It was so fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have an amazing evening, have an amazing afternoon, have an amazing morning, whenever you are, and I will see you guys tomorrow with chapter 22. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Please stay tuned for the next video I post. I was listening to the